Hello everyone, my name is Adam Kiji from Drum School Finders, at Drum Study Abroad on Instagram, at Drum Study Abroad on TikTok, and Drum Study Abroad on YouTube. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Instagram, follow us on TikTok, so that you can stay up to date on all the study abroad gist. In today's video, I'm going to be discussing, now you have your visa, what next? So you picked up your visa from the embassy. I'm sure you're going to have loads of questions on what the next steps are, what you need to be doing. Well, this is the video for that. So the very first point we'd like to raise that one of the most important things you really need to do is to pack every document you use to apply for your visa. So all your credentials, your transcripts, your O-levels, any supporting documents you submitted for that visa application, please make sure you pack it in your suitcase. That is so important. Something else to add is that when you pick up your visa from the embassy, usually there's a letter attached to it. That letter is also quite important. So you need to package that letter with all the supporting documents, put them in an envelope, and pack them. It's so important. So don't forget that. Whatever you do, don't forget that. Number two, since we're in a pandemic, everybody's familiar with COVID tests. So depending on which country you're traveling to, you may be going to Ireland, you may be going to Australia, you may be going to the UK, you may be going to wherever it is you're planning to go to study. You need to check what the COVID rules are and whether you actually need to take a COVID test before traveling. But take note of that. That's really, really important. Okay, something else which I would like to talk about is that you need to start thinking of your transport from the airport. There are various ways you can transport yourself from the airport. So one of them, depending on where you're studying. So if you're in London, then you just need to take a taxi from the airport to your destination. You could also choose to take the Underground, the London Underground. They've got wonderful transportation links from the airport. That is also an option. If you're studying outside London, many of our university partners will have taxi companies that they work with and may be able to provide you with telephone numbers for you to book your arrival dates. Some schools or some of our university partners as well also have buses which will pick students up on specific days. So for example, if the school opens, say, I don't know, on the 10th of January, they may have buses that will come on the 10th, 11th and 12th to take students who are going to their destination, to their universities, and they pick them up from the airport using the school bus service. There's also very good train links to travel nationally in the UK. So you just need to have an idea which route you're taking, depending on how far away you are from the airport, depending on how many kids you have, depending on what time your flight arrives as well. It's something you need to think about. What is your transport? What mode of transport are you going to be using? In saying that as well, I'll also mention that it may also be worth you trying to know where it is you're actually going to school, and if there's an airport closer to your school than London Heathrow, which is the most popular airport in the UK. Gatwick is also popular, but you need to find out, for example, if you're going to study in Manchester, there's an airport in Manchester. If you're going to study in parts of Scotland, there's also an airport in Scotland. So it may be easier, it may be cheaper, it may be worth you considering taking a flight straight to Manchester or straight to Scotland, or maybe straight to parts of the UK. Birmingham has got an airport as well, or it may not be, when you check the cost, it may not be worth it. If you're one of our students, do ask us. We may be able to provide you some guidance with it, but many of the towns are quite accessible from London Heathrow, so it might be cheaper for you to just get a train from London Heathrow into whichever town it is you're going into. A lot of this information you'll be able to find if you download the app Transport for London, National Rail Services, and a couple of them anyway. So just so you know, that's on transport. The next one, where are you going to be staying? So it's important to have an idea where you're going to be staying. If you're single, this is a lot easier because most likely you will probably be staying on campus. So with regards to accommodation options, they usually on-campus accommodation options and there are off-campus accommodation options. If you're single, then you can stay on campus, but families are not welcome on campus accommodation for obvious reasons. They're going to be young 16-year-olds who are going to be partying, and if you've got children, it's not really a conducive environment. And the actual hostels are not made for families. They're actually made for single students who could be mature students or young students, or yeah. So if you're single, then you can stay on campus. But if you're not, then you're going to have to get estate agent details, or get some apps like Zoopla, Rightmove, Gumtree, so that you can find accommodation in the area or in the town where you are. So once you have your visa, that would be the best time we would recommend you actually start looking for off-campus accommodation options. Before you get your visa, if you're single, it's usually worth you actually booking to stay on campus. When you find your feet, you might find that you want to move in with a few friends, move out of campus when you're already master everywhere and everything. But while you're still a JJC, if you're single, it is recommended that you actually do stay on campus. But otherwise, it's up to you. On campus, off campus, it doesn't really matter. But once you have your visa, it's something that you have to be thinking about. Where am I going to stay? Where you're even going to stay in the short term until you find accommodation. We generally don't advise students to actually book off-campus accommodation until they actually arrive at their destination, because what you don't want is to pay for an accommodation, and when you arrive, it's not really what you saw on the internet. Some people, they can do magic with cameras, and you don't want to be disappointed. It's always encouraged that when you come to your study destination, then you can take time with agents, go and have a look around, unless if maybe you have a friend that's helped you to check it out and you've said, okay, this is good or whatever. But that's just our own 2 cents. If you feel like you can pay the agent from Nigeria or whichever country you're watching from, but we would generally recommend you get something short-term. You get short-term accommodation before you arrive. Then you take your time and find somewhere that will be suitable for you, that you've seen with your own eyes, and then you can pay and move in. So just an advice from us. Now, clothes. The topic of clothes, to pack or not to pack. Just take a few things. Don't pack too much, because clothes are generally cheaper when you travel. Pack some warm clothes if you're going to a cold country, if you're going to Canada, if you're going to the UK, if you're going to the US. If it's the winter, then you're going to need like a jacket or a warm coat or a warm jacket, some sweaters, but don't take too much. Obviously, you're most likely going to buy things when you travel across the channel. So pack some, but don't pack too much. Phew. We've come to the end of this particular session. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for listening. Thank you for subscribing. And if you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe to our YouTube channel down below. Click on the bell icon so that you'll be notified when we actually put out some new videos. We really do appreciate everyone who's sat to watch till the end. Please do follow us on Instagram and also follow us on TikTok as well. DM us if you have any topics that you want us to cover. Drop them in the comments below if you have any questions, and then we can do a video to cover anything that you have questions about. So see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.